Hello. Today we have a video of a cute dog named Ericka. How cute. Unfortunately for our furry little friend, he's now dead. The Russians sent him into space on Sputnik 2, and he suffered a slow, painful death from overheating. He was the only passenger aboard the recent launch. Experts have said that Russians are attempting missions before they are ready. This is definitely true in Ericka's case. He was sent to space without the intention or technology to come back home. Yes, the once innocent dog is now orbiting in space. How sad.
Tonight's top stories. As we speak, a new treaty is being formed, some sort of military alliance, between the United States of America and the United Kingdom, among delegates from other countries. The treaty has been given the name North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO for short. One by one, delegates are signing the treaty. The treaty is some sort of military alliance. Countries agreeing to the treaty are agreeing to protect each other in the event of an attack. It seems as the treaty will create some sort of coalition military, and not a moment too soon, with the Soviets forcing communism on surrounding countries and establishing some sort of communist bloc. So far, 12 states have signed on to NATO. This power agreement will surely create an undefeatable army. Can't help but wonder who's this really protecting. According to the treaty, all countries are supposed to be protecting themselves and each other. The question is not who's this treaty protecting, but from what. Undoubtedly, the treaty was drafted with the Soviets in mind. As the Soviets build up their military capabilities, I'm sure many nations feel threatened considering that they are not on good terms with the Soviets. Yes, but who could love a Soviet, am I right? That concludes this newscast. I'm Ericka. Stay classy, U.S.
Chandler here with your Survival Kit 101. Here are some simple supplies for your survival kit after a post-apocalyptic war with the Soviet Union. First, you have your sulfa, which is for killing germs. Second, easy, simple water. Second, you have your canned food. Third, granola bars, great for providing needed energy in dire times. Third, gauze and tape for sealing up any wounds. Finally, for purifying any water that you find out in the wilderness, you have some iodine. And as an added bonus, bear repellent. Can work in any situation that you need. And it all fits in this nice, convenient case.
Do you want the Survival Kit 101? Well, all of this, including your free bear repellent, can be yours for only $10. $10! That is so cheap. You can get bear repellent, sulfa, 3 cans of food, 2 water bottles, and everything else you would need for a survival kit. It's all you need!
Hey John, you got any 8s?
Brother, look what I got. I got my own set of cards. Maybe we can play and trade.
Of course you did.
Look, I got that. Do you want to trade it? You want to trade it?
I have that same card.
Okay, we're good. Brother, look, I got my own Superman comic book too.
Of course you did.
Maybe we can trade comic books too.
I don't need another comic book.
But I want to trade comic books.
But they're the same thing.
But I want to trade.
Billy, leave! Dude, John, check out these new kicks I got.
Brother, look at the new shoes I got too.
They just so happen to be the same exact ones.
Yeah, I know, but look, they're so cool. We can be matching now. We'll be matching.
Wow.
We'll be best friends too.
I don't want to be your best friend, Billy. And that's how it feels to be copied. Why does someone copy? Well, it's because they feel inferior. They feel like someone else is better than them. In this situation, there can be someone such as the Soviet Union, and they have to make something called the Warsaw Pact. The Warsaw Pact is actually a treaty amongst communist states and other socialist states such as Russia. They have to get together because they feel as if NATO is better than them. When did this happen? Well, it happened on May 14th, 1955. Long time ago.
Achievements was his planning of the D-Day invasion of Normandy, codenamed Operation Overlord. This was his most major achievement of 1944, which made him a clear candidate for Man of the Year.
Hey, Mr. Man, we couldn't help but overhear in the other classroom. Could you tell us another reason why Eisenhower was Man of the Year?
Why, sure. I'm glad you asked. He's responsible for many other Allied victories, ranging from 1944 to 1945, such as the Battle of the Bulge. And that is why Dwight D. Eisenhower is Man of the Year. What a winner. And that is
Hi. I have a question for you. Have you ever been home alone, bored out of your mind?
Yes.
Well then, Chandler, I have the perfect product for you. First, we start off with 1, 2, 3 packs of cards. And I'm no math wizard, but that's 3 games of solitaire at the same time. Also, you get a Superman comic, which comes with 14 others, including Hulk, and etc. That's a whole entire year's worth.
Do you have any 6s?
You do?
Yes! Grandma, is my comic book here yet?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Superman. Superwoman. This is high quality stuff. Grandma, do you know when my next one comes? No? Oh.
And just to top it all off, you can get the 3 stacks of cards and the year's prescription to the comic books for a small price of $5.73.
Today, some news from across the pond. The Berlin airlifts end today. On June 19, 1948, the Soviets started to blockade all automotive, railway, and nautical transports heading into West Berlin. The city only had 36 days of food and 45 days of coal. The response to this by the Americans in the United Kingdom, along with France, was to send many aircraft into Berlin and drop the necessary supplies. By July 1st, under the command of Brigadier General Joseph Smith, the supplies were being dropped into Berlin. Those supplies were launched from 55 different air stations. The initial Soviet response was to offer free food to any West Berliner who transferred into East Berlin. This incentive was widely rejected by the West Berliners. They also harassed any USAFE aircraft trying to deliver rations. USAFE stands for United States Air Force in Europe. Over 700 different occasions of this occurred. As weather worsened, the supplies became vaster. This is winter. Going into winter of 1948, the United States Air Force in Europe knew that they would need to deliver an average of 6,000 tons of food every day, and blew past that in such months like March, where they delivered an incredible 196 tons. The airlift was a huge success and finally ended on May 4th, 1949. It cost the Americans an estimated $224 million. Thank you.
5,000 pounds of coal. The load carried by 2,000 B-29s. The power to drive an ocean liner indefinitely. And the blast power of 20,000 tons of TNT. This chart describes the power of an atomic bomb, the world's most powerful bomb yet produced. And England's comparison, the terrifying Grand Slam weighing 11 tons, is a puny midget compared to the new atomic wonder. One of the first to smash the atom was Dr. Ernest Lawrence of California, the inventor of the cyclotron, atom-smashing machine. With global war, the government stepped into the picture. General Groves, head of the project, teamed up with Vannevar Bush, the government head of science and research, and Dr. Richard Fulman, an expert. Seeking for the best base material to carry the explosive atoms, hundreds of prospectors ranged the province of Alberta. Scientists made uncounted attempts before deciding on uranium, which contained atoms easiest of all to crack. $2 billion went into the research in plants such as the one in Bridgeland, Washington, one of the world's most closely guarded secrets. The atomic bomb process was developed in widely separate areas. Even the thousands of men and women who worked on the projects had no idea the staggering energy they were to release. Commanding the vast Hanford project at Bridgeland was Colonel F.D. Methius. Located at Oak Ridge, Tennessee, near TVA, one of our largest sources of hydropower, is the largest 3 atomic bomb plants. Nearly 100,000 workers swarmed to Oak Ridge, which mushroomed into our largest war production community, creating the 5th largest city in Tennessee. But the results justified the tremendous efforts. The great influx of atomic bomb producers called for the thousands of prefabricated homes and trailer park communities. The merchants worked quickly to supply the demands of the sprawling war center. In the city of Hiroshima, the Russians joined the United States and Britain. Also in Red Square reveals its troops in the Russian decision to join 3 meetings where the president reports on the startling development that seals Japan's fate. Countless hours of work time have been lost due to hassling women to perform on their hair. With the hair being caught in the machine as a constant threat, the new developments in a feudal dress code need to be reached. Women must find an updo that can withstand the hours of work they do and without needing upkeep during work hours. Veronica Lake, a national icon in fashion and movies, has developed many hairstyles for women to do before going to work. These styles have been proven to go through the workday without falling down or needing upkeep. Miss Lake has been one-upped by the U.S. women in their attempts to cover their hair with a complete hair net in order to create a complete barrier from hair being caught in the machines. Industrial fashions have taken over the women's wardrobes and have become a new way of life for women in the U.S.